Hello there. Thank you for joining us. We're Team Hugs Bugs, and we're absolutely delighted to tell the story of Collab. Collab is a web application that enables users to create and organize coding-related events. Before we begin, we'd love to introduce ourselves to you.
Hey there, I'm Amrit, and I'm eager to utilise my previous tech experience and creativity to help make well-designed and user-friendly applications.
Hi, my name is Kavita. I have a background in education, and I decided to move into tech because there is no such platform that can reach and change the lives of so many individuals.
Hello, my name is Hajara Iyal, and before the School of Code, I worked as an architect, but I ultimately chose to explore tech because I wanted to build, learn, analyze, and diagnose problems within technology.
Hello, my name's Joshua Amir. I'm 20 years old, and I joined the School of Code because I've always had a passion for learning new things and challenging myself. Coding seemed like the perfect way of making that into a job.
I'm Linda. As a business psychologist, I've helped businesses and people develop and grow together. Now I'm excited to use my School of Code skills to help clients succeed through developing creative tech products. As School of Code Bootcamp graduates, we've quickly come a long way from zero to programmer. Our journey has been amazing and one of the hardest we've ever travelled. One of the main things we've realised is that our supportive community is immensely valuable. Coding with others is so much more fun and it makes it easier to manage the intensity. Our problem for us now is the gap. We realise bootcampers may feel lost in the interim between end of course and settling into new jobs. We're used to sharing our coding experience in friendly, supportive teams and would like to continue learning with like-minded peers. We also recognise there are other people learning to code alone with no support network who would welcome the opportunity to code with others. Our solution is an event planning app to enable us to continue meeting, learning and coding collaboratively, as well as sharing our way of working more widely with others. For bootcampers who would prefer to only meet with School of Code graduates, the app would also have a more private graduate-only space. Now we'd like to demonstrate our app so you can see what it's all about.
This is Colab. When you first load into our page, you can see our clean yet simple design. Down here is some text explaining what Colab is all about. You can scroll down to see what's happening, or you can simply click this button and it will take you there. Here you can see the different types of events offered. We have code clubs and hackathons, which you can create yourself, or guest talks, which are exclusively held by industry experts. Now that we know all the different types, we can explore all events. This takes you to the events page, where you can see all of the events. You can also filter by hackathons, code clubs, and guest speakers. Here you can see the amount of people attending an event, a share button, and also an attend event button. In order to attend an event, you need to be logged in. Once we log in, you're taken to your profile page. Here you can see upcoming events, suggested events, and you can also attend an event. Once you attend an event, you'll see it in your upcoming events. Here you can see a bit more information about the event. You can see some tags explaining what the event is, and you can also leave an event in case you accidentally joined or you can no longer attend the event. In order to create an event, you need to go to the Create an Event button on the navbar, fill in this form, and your name, what event type you want. I'll go with a code club, Python code club for fun, meeting URL, email, date, I want it on the 1st, time 1:30 to 2:30. Optional tags, we'll have Python, then beginner. Once you submit it, you'll have two options, edit details or confirm event. If you confirm your event, you'll get an email telling you that your event has been posted. In order to check your events, you go to the My Events page. Here, you can see all of your events that you've made. You can edit the event in case you made a typo or need to change the date. Once you click Submit and confirm changes, that change will be confirmed, and now the date will have changed. You can also delete an event in case you can no longer attend that said event. If you want to learn more about us, there's an About Us section on our page, which just tells you our vision, our story, and our ethos. If you want to be a guest speaker, you can go to our homepage, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and fill out this form. Once you fill out that form, you'll get an email, and we'll get an email, and then we'll be in touch. So that was our demo, and now I'll pass you on to Linda.
Based our idea on our target market, we surveyed bootcamp users explaining our vision and asking which features they would be most likely to use. 57 people responded, a 31% response rate, giving evidence there was a market for our idea. 2/3 or more said they were likely or very likely to use code clubs, hackathons, and guest talks. A quarter would like to practice Code War type challenges. To evaluate the feasibility further, we held a focus group with coaches and consulted Chris, our CEO, and the partnership team. The feedback was positive, confirming previous graduates felt this gap and believed our app would address this nicely. School of Code may consider supporting our app and promoting it to graduates. We researched other coding community spaces on the web. Although there are some that are not quite like School of Code, we really value and want to share our ethos of a friendly, welcoming space where everyone is heard and appreciated and works on the premise that we're all doing the best we can with our abilities and constraints. In planning our app, we created 2 user personas. Bootcamp graduate Dawn wants to get a tech role. She misses the daily contact and is keen to be able to continue coding with others. Self-learner Cam is using online courses and wants to get to know other developers and try pair programming. Collab enables them to code in a collaborative community and learn from experts. Now Amrit will explain the journey from ideation to delivery.
So, 5 complete strangers, a blank slate, and an application to build in just 4 weeks. We embraced the startup spirit that enabled us to create what you see before you today. Well, how did we get there? The next few slides will take you on a journey from ideation to delivery. First, we planned out the React component tree and our user journey. The development of the app was user-driven. We designed the user journey for an easy and smooth user experience. The component tree helped so that we could have our components showcase usability and consistency across the application. The next steps, planning and choosing our tech. Why? The key thing is intentionality. Why we chose a particular tech was really important to us. We didn't choose anything for the sake of it, but rather choosing the right tools for our aims. For instance, Next.js allowed us to perform server-side rendering. That helped pages to load faster, improving the user experience. And planning the backend, as we know, is absolutely pivotal. Linking the front end and the back end was seamless and allowed our API calls to be future-proof. There are questions we asked ourselves in the beginning, such as, how can we ensure this is a CRUD database? What models will we need? How will we handle authentication? What format will our requests and response take? And how will we handle errors? We adopted an API-first mindset that allowed us to establish a contract as to how the API would behave. Within the team, bringing an idea to life was just incredibly fun, and we were not short of ideas at all. We voted on what designs were best so that we were operating in a democratic way. The lo-fi mockup was valuable in focusing on the flow and the user journey. And Figma was our playground in exploring the aesthetics, interactivity, and navigation. And as for the name, collaboration is really underlined in our ethos and intention, and we wanted our name to reflect that. And that's when Collab was really coming to life. Yeah, so Collab is really coming to life at this point. And we had tested using Jest and Cypress, the strategy being to test critical parts of the application. It gave us confidence in making sure that what we built was robust and set out to do what we intended it to do. Accessibility was focused on throughout. We even tested how well the application is used in conjunction with screen readers. And lastly, we listened to user feedback through user testing. We were always user-centric, always keeping the user in mind, being open to change, adaptation, and focusing on building the right thing in the right way. It's so great to see how this was developed, tested, delivered, and now live. Let's go to Hajara, who will talk through team management.
We began by having discussions where we shared lessons learned from our previous experiences. We also shared what our strengths, weaknesses, and personal aims were. Based on this, we came up with a team manifesto focusing on enabling growth, a safe environment, and a recognition of everyone's contribution. Going into the project, we were using both technology that we were familiar with as well as tech that we hadn't used before. We decided that an agile methodology would be the best approach for us as it would allow us to constantly iterate and improve. We conducted user research and then we spent a good amount of time identifying the MVP that we wanted to deliver. We went further by breaking the MVP down into sprints. Focusing on the end user, we were able to pinpoint the key values and priorities for our app. We used Asana to organize our sprints into tickets. We held daily stand-ups at the start of each day to share what we had worked on the day before and what we would be working on during the day. We also shared any blockers we had faced and we got help to resolve them. We had check-ins regularly during the day, and we also held a retro at the end of each day to see whether we had completed our tickets and we were able to discuss any other issues. We took turns facilitating meetings, ensuring that everyone had ownership over the project management. We made sure to work in pairs as much as we could, taking turns with driving or navigating. Pair programming proved beneficial as it helped us to improve our communication, break tickets down into actionable steps, share mutual knowledge, and reduce human error. We used Git throughout the process and made sure to work on separate branches, committing frequently and merging often.
What did we learn? As developers, we faced a fair number of challenges, and overcoming these is what led to the growth of our product and our team. Sharing a desire to want to learn and do well helped us with an earlier communication issue, and by adopting a daily facilitator, this issue was quickly resolved. In terms of technology, we learned to work with Table Plus, which helped to remove the abstract nature of the backend. We also voted on a UI library called Chakra, which we initially found quite difficult. We soon began to realize it was a worthwhile investment with its responsiveness, clean design, and easy to read documentation. As the majority of our tests are centered around type checking, using TypeScript instead of JavaScript would have been beneficial in terms of both time and energy. It would have also proved useful when implementing our editing form feature, as type issues were a common source of error, but the error message wasn't so explicit. I believe translating our code from JavaScript into TypeScript in the immediate future would be a wise decision prior to any further development. How did our project go? Well, it went according to our expectations. We have a platform where users can create and sign up to coding-related events that were found popular in our market research. The application is also responsive, which allows users to use the site on laptops, tablets, or their mobile phones. We also implemented a value section, which is basically an extension of the School of Code ethos, but we hope it allows our users to feel as if the platform is a safe learning space. Moving forward, after we have translated JavaScript into TypeScript, we'd also like to implement some further features. This includes users receiving reminders for upcoming events and a blogging feature where event details and resources can be accessed for those who weren't able to attend. Finally, we would like to thank you for watching.